Cody, have you noticed there's a lot more like
Hey,
uh
it's Benjamin, and welcome to Knights of the Geek. Well, no. Got back in my old habits, Knights, because we dropped the geek table because we haven't
yeah,
had a table in a year and a half. Um,
you
I'm
can
here
have
with
it.
what?
But people get the idea, like they
Yeah, they
can
get it.
like okay.
No, I paid for Knights of the Geek table. I expect the table.
All right, so we got a few different things we're going to talk about tonight. Um, I mean, okay, so 150 of you have not been part of Knights. Geraldo, welcome in. Shook, welcome in. Beast Mode, welcome in. Um, so Knights is a podcast we do / Q&A where we talk about different topics. You can ask us questions. You get to be a part of the conversation and stuff like that. It's kind of a relaxing, chill stream. John here is one of the founding members. So is Cody, but I haven't pulled up his webcam yet, so you can't see him.
He's a secondary founding member. We don't need
Hey guys, you good?
he's a supporting character.
He's a supporting. He's like, oh fuck. He's like Hawkeye in the Avengers. Like he's a founding member, but no one really gives a fuck.
I find that to be great offense because Hawkeye's honestly my favorite of the Avengers.
Which is why he's your favorite of the
Yeah.
Avengers.
Which is why you're the supporting character. Moving on.
Yeah,
And
yes.
that's not because of Jeremy Renner. That's because of the excellent Hawkeye comic series.
Oh yeah, also
But that is still different than the Avengers.
Ah, you fucking assholes.
I mean, we gotta be honest here.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Yes, Hawkeye. What about Hawkeye? All right, so.
Oh yeah, you're right. Thanks. Watching.
What you got, John?
No, sorry, I was trying to do something on my computer and it said I couldn't do that, and I was like, yeah, you're right.
You know me. You good?
All right. So, no, Hawkeye is not the topic we're talking about tonight.
But it should be.
You know, I feel like it was at one point. We're going to be talking about the games that have come out so far this fall. And that's where we're going to start. And typically with us, it ends up being so many other places that it's not even funny. So, where shall we start? With the original first game of the fall season?
What was the first game of the fall season?
Spider-Man.
Okay. Well, Cody hasn't played it yet because he's a scrub.
He doesn't appreciate quality video games.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, what do you want to start with it?
I mean, it blew my mind out the water.
Okay.
I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. Honestly.
Yeah. I can agree. Well, yes, it was good. My only thing is though, it's like it was a. I don't know how to put it because it's like there isn't at any point in the game where I felt like I didn't know what was coming was the problem for me.
True.
Because they already spoiled Mr. Negative in the trailer for the thing at E3.
Yes.
And then as soon as you see Peter working with Dr. Octavius, you're like, oh, okay. So it's like I know everything.
And they spoiled like the Sinister Six with the other trailer. So yeah, I get that because I here's the thing, like me and you talked about this before. Spider-Man was very backloaded.
Yes.
It was very backloaded, and with them releasing that trailer of the Sinister Six, it like you were always waiting for that, and the more you play the game and it didn't show up, you knew, okay, this is all going to be the climax in the end.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why it's just like I don't know. I like that they're taking older Spider-Man concepts and like redoing them slightly differently, and like Doc Ock, for example, that wasn't how it used to be, which is fine because I thought it was good.
It was good.
But it's like I don't know. I just for the next one, don't backload it as much.
Yeah.
Or at least, or if you want to do it like that, put more content beforehand that you can for something to really do. That's not just pointless side quests. And then, just don't spoil. I mean, if you're going to reinvent characters or reinvent storylines, there will always be a certain amount of it that people will know because they know the characters. But like, where you can, don't spoil it.
Yeah. We already have a question. What is it? Oh, that's a random question.
Okay. Well, we're not really I don't think we have a really. We can always.
We don't have a plan. We never have a plan.
We never have a plan. Do you like bubble baths? Is the question.
I have not taken a bubble bath since probably either middle school or before middle school.
I think it was middle school. My last one. I think I was really sick and I just sat in the tub with water and just made bubbles.
Actually, first time I took a bath in a long ass time was like a couple of weeks ago when I was like
definitely ill.
No, actually, but it was a mistake because I think it was I sick or maybe I had a little bit of a head cold. It might have been something. I don't know. And I got it, and I think I turned on the water, and I forgot to check the water, so it was really hot.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway." And so it slowly got into the water and like wincing in pain. But then it was like I didn't get any burns or anything, but it was like it raised my body temperature so much that I was like sweating and like you get like really lackadaisical when you're really hot.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just like, "Oh my god, it was not a pleasant time."
No, you were seeing the hallucinations.
Like,
yeah, but like it was like, oof.
I think the last time. Welcome in, Trevor. Welcome in, Liv. You guys are awesome. Thank you. We're the specialist of baths. I don't think so. And well, Cody's a specialist of a bath, but it's a different type of bath. He's the specialist of Bath Britain in Britain. You know the place? There's a place called Bath.
We just.
I don't know. I don't get any of that.
I know. I'm just
sorry.
You know, I'm just gonna keep going.
All right,
we'll leave him behind.
Back to Spider-Man.
Okay.
One thing I did appreciate is it did take a lot of this iconic stuff from the movies and kind of incorporated it into its own lore.
Yep.
Like the train scene.
Yeah. Well, also Into the Spider-Verse is apparently doing that too.
Yeah. Like, it was just. I liked it. I really did. I
did too. I think it was a very good game. I think it's not perfect.
No.
And noticed that when I started to replay it, and I was like, I lost interest, because I 100%ed the first time I played it, and then I came back to play it on like easy just for kicks, and I just lost interest in playing it. So
yeah.
It doesn't have a very high replay value. I think
you're right. You're right, because like when you're playing it for the first time, like that's all you want to play because it's that good. But then once you beat it, it's like, okay, what do I do now? And I probably am not going to pick it up back until the DLC comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first one, I believe, is the Black Cat DLC. So.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to the DLC. Yeah. I will definitely get it.
Trevor, we'll get to Black Ops in a little bit. John.
I'm the only one who's got it. So
yeah, he's the only one. So John's going to be the specialist with Black Ops, and a little bit later on. We're kind of going in order right now. So the next game that came out, I'm the only one who's played. Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Ugh. Oh, I did play a Tomb Raider arcade game today at Dave & Buster's. So
nice.
There's that.
It probably was better than Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Oh, okay. I was wondering because I've heard it wasn't good, and I thought I was like,
oh my god.
Okay, so there's good, there's not good, and then there's Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I mean, he's not wrong. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it was bad. Like, I literally have played probably 75% of the game, and I don't think I've been able to use guns but twice.
Isn't she a character well known for
Yes.
dual wielding
Yes.
guns?
Yes.
Yes. It pisses me off. I literally got to play the guns, right? Last time I streamed it. I got my guns and it felt so good. Like, it was amazing gameplay with guns, and like it felt like Tomb Raider, okay? I complete that mission, they took away my guns again. Also,
No, you didn't want the fun part of the game, right? No, you wanted the boring part. We're just gonna put this fun part right over here.
it's very story heavy. Like, you'll sit in a cutscene for 15 minutes. Okay.
Question: Is it David Cage Quantum Break story heavy?
It's pretty
Like, is it like Detroit
heavy.
Human?
No, it's like a mixture. Because, like, you'll play one mission, then it'll be a long-ass cutscene. Play a mission, a long-ass cutscene. And then there'll be short cutscenes thrown out throughout the mission. Now, here's the thing.
Okay.
There's another complaint I have. And this just goes straight to the game itself. The audio quality of the voice actors. Oh, what did they record with? A fucking Campbell's soup can? Because I swear to God, Lara Croft, just the voice of Lara Croft, I don't know what it is about her, but every time she speaks, there's static. Okay?
I'm sorry. I just can't get the image of Lara Croft's voice actor sitting in a booth with a Campbell's soup can over it.
There's static. And, like, I did not want to not like this game. It's Tomb Raider. The other two are like the top games on my list, but this one, I don't know what they did. It's visually amazing. Like, it looks great, but it's not Tomb Raider, which is my main problem.
Well, that's funny because I told you before that you should probably play Dead Space for your Halloween thing.
Yeah.
Which I
mean, you still should.
Yes, you should. And if I have to come over to your house to get you to play it, I will. But the thing with that, though, is that Dead Space 1 and 2 are very good, and then the third is literally as you described. They turn it; it's not even Dead Space anymore, and it's like, I don't know,
an action game.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is with the third game and all of these series.
You're right.
That always worst.
You're right. They literally there's a good chunk of a mission. Like, I'd say it's a good 5 to 10% of the game where I'm crawling through these underground rooms, which seems like Tomb Raider, right? But it's complete blackness other than the light on your gun, or at times the flash of the bullets coming out the barrel of your gun. Okay? I had the biggest fucking jump scare of my damn life while playing Tomb Raider. Because I'm sitting there crawling through this corridor, and you see the shadow of one of these creatures, okay, over there at the fire, around this wall. And then the character moves. So I'm like, okay, it's time to sneak in. Another one jumps out from, like, out of the darkness at you. In this horrible screech. It scared the fuck out of me that I almost fell out my chair. Live on stream. My voice cracked as I
I really want to play Dead Space now.
I know. I want to go back and I want to find that moment.
My favorite soft drink is Pepsi. Not sponsored, but totally would be. Okay?
Coke is better.
It is better at times, yes.
I can't say anything. I'm drinking Mountain Dew, so.
Well, get some of those Doritos and the Mountain Dew.
Where's
on that coffee?
I think every Call of Duty's been sponsored by Mountain Dew.
You know what? Funny enough, I haven't seen any ads for Mountain Dew with Black Ops 4. Is it? I assume it is.
I think it's on Dr. Pepper.
Oh.
I haven't seen any Black Ops 4 ads at all.
I have.
Oh, I have, but they're weird.
They're very weird.
I don't like. They're trying to be cool and they're failing very
Yeah,
hard.
one was Post Malone's face posted onto someone else.
Like they're like weird, like they're short, goofy, like gifs, like something you'd find on Reddit, but they're not like funny.
Hello, fellow kids.
All right, we have a lot of new comments.
All right.
Have you ever been to a haunted house? Yes. My parents took me to King's Dominion at their haunted thing while I was 8, and they forced me through one, and I'm fucking horrified of everything. So it was life scarring.
Jimmy just walks in there with the Rambo style of pepper spray. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I've never been because I've been to one and I didn't. They annoy me. I don't enjoy doing it.
Cody?
Because it's like awkward because I'll like pop out and scare you and it's like, okay, and then I go back into the thing and it's like that's awkward.
I lived in North Carolina and there was a really good one I went to as a kid, but I'm not a fan of haunted houses.
Neither am I.
I don't
it's
like
just
them.
like if you're gonna run at me with a machete, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yeah. What kills me is like I'm gonna run at you and scare you, but then stop right when I get you, and then just y'all have a good day.
It makes it like achievements. It's not even scary then after that because it's just like okay.
I have I do have a little statement to make. Last time I went to King's Dominion haunted thing, it was like 2 years ago, and I had to go. My parents forced me through this corn maze at King's Dominion. And
not porn.
And I was saying fuck so many times it wasn't even funny. When I was walking out of it, someone said John, and I don't know who the fuck it was. I still don't know who it is, so if I ever find you, I'm gonna hurt you.
John just takes off a thing of corn and starts swinging around like a weapon.
Alright, what else? Favorite holiday? Christmas.
Christmas.
John doesn't know.
I don't know if I have a favorite holiday. I mean...
His favorite holiday is Arbor Day.
It used to be Halloween until it became everybody's favorite holiday, and it's gotten annoying.
It's everyone's favorite holiday, but we still skip that shit for Christmas.
I guess...
No, that's Thanksgiving.
I don't know. I don't... Like, there aren't any holidays that I look... I mean, I guess Christmas for getting shit, but that's kind of not the point of the Christmas now, is it?
No.
I don't know. I guess... I don't know. I'll say Columbus Day is pretty good. Although I had school. Oh, you know what? Shit. 4th of July. I like 4th of July.
There we go.
Independence Day. America.
America Day.
Why do I feel like you would be funny to watch while watching a horror movie? Because I freak out over everything. I punched my mom in the face at the movie theater while watching It. That moment he comes out of the projector all giant and starts crawling, I freaked out and I accidentally punched her because I was trying to get up. Well, we'll favorite game of 2018. We can't say for certain right now. John just slowly puts a fortune cookie in his mouth.
You want to know what the fortune was?
What?
If you have a job without aggravations, you don't have a job.
What kind of pessimistic bullshit is that?
That's not even a fortune. That's like depressing.
Right? I have another one. Let's see what this one says.
Okay, this is what I mean by where we don't know where the fuck these streams go.
What the fuck? Sing and rejoice. Fortune is smiling on you. That's not a fortune either. That's just a statement.
I know. All right. Go ahead and answer your question. Post your questions. We'll get to them. But let's move on from Tomb Raider before I get depressed. What was the next game? Oh, Life is Strange.
Yeah.
Worst $40 of my goddamn life. Them motherfuckers made me pay $40 for the goddamn season pass and wouldn't let me buy just the episode. Let me tell you, they gave me the big fuck you because that moment the characters go to Arcadia Bay, where the first game took place, okay? And they're like, oh, and literally the fat dude who was looking at porn in the at the little convenience store says, "That's the past. You're the future. Go fuck yourself, game developers." Now let's move on.
That reminds me of a certain Star Wars movie that just came out recently.
Yes, it does, and it pissed me off.
Okay, so we'll move on from that then.
I got to stream the other episodes because I paid for them. Just gonna be aggravated as I'm playing them. And the story makes no sense. It's fucking stupid.
All right. Cody and I haven't played that, so we can't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But Cody was watching, and he knows.
Cody's always watching.
Oh, he was watching. Like, me and him had a big-ass talk afterwards, because Cody knew it.
Whenever, I'll be honest, whenever you stream, like, Life is Strange or The Sims, I, like, tune out, like, that.
Oh, I understand. That's not your game, and that's why we do a ton of different games.
Okay, what's next? What else has come out? I mean, Black Ops.
Black Ops.
Okay, well, I can talk about. It only came out yesterday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was complaining a bit to you earlier. It's not bad. I would be lying if I said I didn't have some fun with it. And most really, I played like Team Deathmatch and some of the Battle Royale. I haven't played any of the zombies yet. Probably just because the zombies have gotten, like, at least last time I played it was, and this is in Black Ops 3 because we got it for free for PlayStation.
Yeah.
The zombies has gotten like just way too complicated.
It's stupid.
And like I just want to, like, get guns and kill zombies. I don't want to, like, the idea of, I mean, the drinks that give you, like, different stats and stuff were introduced actually in World at War originally. And the Pack-O-Punch and stuff, and that's not terrible. I don't care about that, but it's just like, it just gets kind of ridiculous after a while. I haven't played the newest one, so I don't know if it's the same way. The Battle Royale is good. It's like PUBG, but better. Good. Yeah. Because it is developed.
So it's not like PUBG.
No. But I will say what bothers me, though, is it's very clear. Two things. All right, first, the guns are very clearly just, like, versions of real-life guns that have been slightly changed, if you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Which is just annoying because you pick up a gun and you're like, what is this? Oh, it's supposed to be a P90. And I was like, okay, well, why don't you just put in a P90? And then also, one of the big stinks I had with it is that, they said that they can't develop a campaign for this because they're so worried about developing the multiplayer and everything and the Battle Royale stuff. But like I was saying earlier, a lot of the multiplayer maps that aren't in the Battle Royale are just reskins of older COD maps, specifically from older Black Ops games. So it's like, and some of them aren't even reskins, but what is it? Summit. I remember, like, I don't know if you played the first Black Ops, you remember that map.
Yeah. I've played all the Black Ops other than... Did I play 3? I don't think I played 3. Well, I played 3 for the free.
I only played the first one.
If you remember Summit from the first game, which was the ski lift.
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Like, I when we spawned in and started playing, I was like, wow, this looks almost identical. In fact, the graphics look almost the same, as if it was exactly identical to as it was in the first Black Ops, and they didn't even do anything with it. So it's,
they don't care because they know they got their fan base. They know they're going to make their money.
But don't even come at me with, we didn't have time to develop certain things.
The whole campaign, yeah.
You didn't even develop a new map. There's a couple, but there's mostly just ones he brought back. And even in the Battle Royale, but actually I think this was a good idea, but the Battle Royale is actually a whole bunch of older COD maps that are actually connected together in one big overarching map. And there's
which sounds to me great. Yeah, that's a way for a massive game like Call of Duty to introduce a Battle Royale mode, because instead of making this whole new map, just throw all your iconic stuff together. Boom. And they I think they were actually, some people were complaining there wasn't, like, maps like Rust that were part of it, but I think I agree, but I think that was only because I think they're trying to save that and some other maps for an additional map they're going to create for the Battle Royale. Exactly.
But, and I don't like the whole season pass and DLC nonsense. I mean, like, the day I walked into GameStop to buy it, and the guy was like, do you want to buy the season pass for $50? And I was like, offended. I was like, holy shit.
Would you like to buy another game?
Yeah, I was like, no, I don't want that.
Well, like the GameStop guy when I bought Spider-Man asked me, "Do I want to buy the DLC season pass for Spider-Man?" I'm like, "How much is it?" And he goes, "It's $22." And I was like, "Okay." Just because it was $22, it got me more stories, and I knew Spider-Man was gonna be great, so I didn't mind. I'm okay with like $20 for a season pass.
I don't like season passes.
I mean, I don't like season passes, but if I have to pay for it,
Nope.
I'd rather it be like $20, if that.
I'll buy season. I don't have a problem with season passes if they were released only after all of the DLC had already been released, and then you could buy them all at the same time for a slightly cheaper price rather than buying them individually.
Yeah, I get that.
But buying it preemptively before any of the DLCs even come out is just bullshit. I cannot stand it, and I don't do it. So that's Black Ops 4 is. I mean, it's as good as Call of Duty Black Ops 4 could be. So take that as you may.
All right, we have more. Well, this relates to Call of Duty. Trevor wants to know what's your favorite thing so far in Call of Duty Black Ops.
Do I have to pick a favorite thing?
Well, I think he was talking to John.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Specifically, or all Black Ops?
It says just Call of Duty Black Ops, so I don't know if it's...
Well, I'll say I think he means 4, so I'll answer that, and then I'll tell you what the whole series too. I'm actually enjoying the gunplay to a certain degree in 4, particularly with they removed the automatic, the healing where where it's like your screen gets all bloody and then you just wait and it goes away. The regeneration heal. They got rid of that where you actually have to manually heal yourself. I mean, it's still like you get it for like infinite amounts and it recharges and you can do it whenever, but it's like in the middle of a gunfight, you actually have to like mind that because it's not even if you take cover, it's not going to just come back. You actually have to physically heal, and that's just on like team deathmatch, because obviously that mechanic's in the battle royale too. But yeah, the gunplay is pretty good for the most part. But I don't know. The thing about Call of Duty, like I'm doing very well on the game. My issue though is I don't know if that's to do with how good I am or because I know that they are very desperately trying to close the skill gap.
Mm-hmm.
And
they're closing the skill gap.
Well, yeah, so I don't know where my skill ends and the game begins in that regard. But for the most part, I'm enjoying it for now. But that's I haven't really gone up against a bunch of hardcore people yet, so we'll see. I might end up getting very annoyed with it. My favorite thing in the series overall would be I'm going to include World at War with the Black Ops series because they're made by Treyarch, and it's pretty much, I mean, the plot of World at War directly ties into Black Ops 1 and 2. So they're essentially part of the same game series. So I gotta say the World at War is probably my in the series, which I'm including it, is probably my favorite game of them all because I like the depiction of the World War II that they were going for. I was actually kind of hoping a version of that, but even better, was what DICE was going to do for the new Battlefield, but they didn't. They ended up just doing some dumb war stories, which is frustrating.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah, and then the original Nazi zombies from World at War was a lot of fun before it got all complicated and ridiculous.
Lull for the win. Says ain't nobody want to fight all the pieces for the special guns and zombies.
No. I didn't even know that was a thing until you just told me, and it doesn't surprise me that is a thing.
It is a thing because Hubbard in World War II zombies. Hubbard always goes and runs around for the fucking Tesla gun, and it pisses me off because then I have to be the person that runs around with the like the crawler, and you can't even get crawlers. But it just runs around with like 2 behind me the whole time, and it's just boring. Like it takes the fun out the game.
Well, I should tell your audience, this Black Ops 4 is the first Call of Duty I've owned since the first Black Ops. So I skipped everything in between. So I'm coming into this game, like playing the multiplayer and the zombies and whatever, and it's like, wow, what is going on?
Someone jizzed in a bowl of Fruit Loops.
Yeah, like this is like ridiculous. So you know, I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just the point of zombies is to kill zombies. Anything else, any peripheral part of that should be to support the main objective, and not like
Not as the main objective, other than killing zombies.
It's like Inglorious Bastards. We killing zombies. I want my zombie scalps.
Well, one thing that's bothered me about the zombies in COD is that they always. So the traditional formula basically is that as the rounds continue, the zombies get more difficult. I've always wanted them to I never understood why you couldn't get a mode where it was separately like, okay, instead of it being more difficult, they just get more of them. You know what I mean? Like a horde mode kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I always felt like that would be a natural thing that they would eventually do, and they never have.
No. Gamer Bonnie, welcome in. How you doing? Guitar Guy, welcome in. Who is this? This is John. John is one of my close friends. He is part of my podcast type series. And he does play games with me occasionally, but not that often. Because
most of the games you play, I don't play.
Exactly. What game is this? This is a podcast. I mean, I don't have a controller, and John is not a robot, so I can't technically play that game.
Also, Cody is here. Can I see him?
No, they can't because his webcam kept messing up. So I
can see him fine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, occasionally he'll stutter a little, but that's to be expected with Skype.
Oh, hold up.
It's fine. I'm used to him ignoring me, so
I'm not ignoring you.
I know where I belong on this totem pole.
I mean, you here. That counts.
I get the participation award.
I hate those. But anyway, Guitar Guy, welcome. If you have any, this is kind of like a Q&A too at the same time. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Let me go back up because there was a few other questions.
Okay.
That didn't relate to Call of Duty, but I wanted to maintain the topic. Favorite food? Burgers.
God, you're so lame.
And fries on top.
That's right. He puts the fries on the burger.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he's that guy.
It's delicious.
Everybody knows that guy.
And fuck you too. I see it.
Although I'll say I like I haven't had a good pizza, depending.
It depends on the pizza. Papa John's pizza.
I actually am not even that great of a fan of Papa John's
really?
pizza. Yeah, there's a Vinny's near my. Of course, I'm sure there's plenty of pizza shops named Vinny's, but there's one particular that's right near me that makes really good pizza, and I really enjoy that. But other than that, I like Chinese food a lot.
Okay, Cody.
Yeah.
Favorite food?
I mean, he's here. Are you okay?
I can't tell if he's laughing or crying.
Neither can I. His cam is like stuck in
like a thinking position.
Yes.
He's thinking hard on it.
Shepherd's pie.
Welcome in. This is a
I never would have said
shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie.
You never had a shepherd's pie, John?
No, I've not.
Pretty good.
Guitar Guy says his Black Ops 4 a good game.
I mean, the thing with modern Call of Duty games is that they're made with such a production value. You can't say that they're bad, but they're not good or great. You know?
So, I feel like, okay,
actually, not great. They're good, I guess you could say. They're good.
If Call of Duty Black Ops was a food, it started as like Wegmans food, and then it went down with Black Ops 2, it went down to Target, and then Black Ops 3 was Walmart, and now Black Ops 4 was sitting at the Dollar Tree.
I don't know. I'll have to mull.
Weird ass analogy.
But yeah, it works. Think about it.
I mean, yes. I don't know. I mean, it's fine. It's if you really like the multiplayer and the zombies, and you want to try out the battle royale mode, which is actually predominantly why I bought. Then
that's the reason I'm getting it.
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, the thing is, I actually really like the Black Ops campaigns. I love So like I said, World at War, the first Black Ops, and Black Ops 2, and I haven't played 3s. Their campaign are like all interconnected with the same characters, and it's very good. And I really enjoyed that. And then they just cut that out in this game, and so I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I mean, but even the characters in the Battle Royale mode, you can play as like Alex Mason, Victor Reznov, a couple of other characters as well from the campaign series. So they're in there, and it's like, wow, these are these characters that I like and the campaigns that I like, but I can't play a campaign.
It's Ghost.
No,
go somewhere.
Oh, that's funny though. It's all Black Ops characters. There aren't any from like. There's no Soap or whatchamacallit, what's his face from
Price.
Yeah, no Soap or Price or any of them. So it's just
fucking Ghost still pissed me the fuck off on how his ass died.
Yes. Oh, there's no Dimitri either from World at War. I mean, do we know what happened? He ends up. Something happens.
See what you don't know. That's the DLC.
What was your protagonist's name in World at War? I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know.
All I can remember is those goddamn PT boats and shit. Man, the MG! Get on the 50, those goddamn PT boats!
Yeah, Guitar Guy, don't let us influence what you think of the game. If you want to get it, go ahead. I mean, I'm going to get it. I'm just going to get it. I'm going to get it for like a cheaper price on Black Friday.
I probably won't get it.
Like if it
may not, they would not. Sorry.
No.
Go.
They may not have it on sale on Black Friday, but if they don't, I'll still buy it. But I just want to see. I want to see. Boom, boom, boom. There was some more questions. Boom, 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 boom.
Stop.
Favorite state. What's your favorite state? Let's start with Cody.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Cody, what's your favorite state?
New York.
Okay.
Just got a question. Yeah. Either of you ever left this state?
I've been to Maryland and North Carolina, and I think West Virginia for 30 minutes.
Okay.
I've lived in North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, he did talk about this when we were talking about haunted houses.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Okay. Apologies.
Not accepted.
I thought you told me, though, that you had... Never mind. Forget it. I think... I've never been to Alaska, but it's pretty hardcore. So I think I'm going to go with Alaska.
They wrestle bears for fun.
Like, there's, like, grizzly bears, polar bears, both of which will kill you. Don't ever approach one. Giant, like, moose.
I was about to say moose.
And, like, elks. And I think there's elks in Canada.
I'm pretty sure.
That,
I mean, Alaska's not Canada, but yeah.
Well, Canada and...
Yeah.
And they're essentially the same thing. We just have some of it.
We just have Canada's tumor.
Yeah, well, we just basically took a chunk of Canada. So
this is ours.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Canada's pretty hardcore, and with along Alaska. So I'll go with Alaska. So well, Canada as a whole is like but Alaska's pretty cool. I'm gonna go with Alaska.
I don't think I have a favorite state. I mean, I love Virginia because I live here. North Carolina's good. It's got beaches. It's got cities. It's got...
When it's not being destroyed by hurricanes.
It's got NASCAR, but... hurricanes, bad.
We're kidding. John's favorite state is Florida.
Oh, fuck you, no. Florida is not my favorite state.
I actually want to go to Florida, because I do a lot of fishing, and the fishing in the Keys is great.
Welcome in, Joe. I saw you. I thought you were just lurking, so... Are y'all afraid of anything like a phobia?
I have 3 cardinal fears, but that's it.
What's the 3 cardinal fears?
Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yes, no. So the third one's a secret. The first 2 are...
It's underpants isn't it?
Huh?
It's underpants. You're afraid of underpants.
No, I'm not afraid of underpants. So the 2 are this. The first is, so I do a lot of saltwater fishing, but I never, ever go swimming in the ocean.
Yeah, because you get them flesh-eating diseases.
And the flesh-eating creatures that live in it. which are my primary thing. Because once you like,
So
I've
what
seen,
you're saying is
I've
for
done
our
enough salt.
10K special. What you're saying is for our 10K special, we're going swimming in the ocean.
No, we are
Gotcha.
not. I will hurt you.
I've done enough saltwater fishing. I've seen enough. Like I go out and I'll chum and I'll see like sharks and shit. And it's like, no, once you go into the water, you are no longer the apex predator.
No.
So I stay away from that. I don't do that. And my second is,
Lord help it, the boat sinks.
well, I can deal with it. I'm not like afraid, but like if I have the choice, I don't. Anyway, my second one is, so I'm very skeptical of the paranormal. However, if ghosts are real, they're assholes. because with like a monster, like a traditional like monster, they physically exist. You can fight Bigfoot. You can fight the chupacabra. You can't fight a ghost. You can't touch them.
You're right.
They're assholes. So like something.
I love how their non-physical being is the reason they're an asshole.
Because you can't, because like for example, like the Paranormal Activity movies, for example, right?
Yeah, you can't do anything.
You can't do anything. And it's like they'll just snap your neck, and it's like, oh, you're fucked. You can't do anything about it. Like that's bullshit.
Honestly, that's the reason why I like freaked out with like scary shit. Is because like when I was little, my parents would watch those type of movies, and I literally like I can't fight that.
Mm-hmm. Which is also, it happens to directly coincide with my favorite movie series. Well, okay, favorite one movie, and I kind of like the sequel, and the third one's garbage. The Ghostbusters series.
Yes.
I really
you can
like,
fight them.
Exactly. Plus, it's like I really like the idea of using, instead of like, because all these movies they go and they call in like the Catholic exorcist or whatever to deal with the demons and the whatever. But these guys are literally like, okay, fuck all that. We're going to use science to take down the paranormal.
Fuck you, Satan.
And we're gonna basically
science.
Yeah, and they run this business. They're just blue collar workers. They're more like they're exterminators. And at the end of the first Ghostbusters movie, they're trying to take down an interdimensional like god being, and they're just a bunch of slubby guys that just they're exterminators. So anyway, that's my answer. You don't get to know what the third one is.
Okay.
I'm still banking on it. Spider-Man 3.
No. The reason is it's a very like real and depressing thing, and I don't want to bring it up, so let's not talk about it.
It's death. But anyways, nothing. Death.
No.
Cody.
Rodents.
You don't like rodents.
You don't like rodents. Okay.
I have a phobia of mice, especially, and I can thank Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal for that.
I hate fucking spiders. They must die.
Mice.
Well, no, I have the Jim Henson's Dark Crystal to fear of that, because when I was a kid, my parents showed that to me, and there's a fucking scene where the crow puppeteers just start taking like the corpses and carcasses of rats and just start gnawingly like chewing the hell out of them, and there's just like bones and whatnot, and it just freaked me out as a kid.
But that's
I went running out.
The rodents aren't even doing anything; they're just getting eaten.
But I also don't like how they fucking look.
So then, what is your opinion on rodents of unusual size?
I'll say
I have
Cody.
no opinion because I'm 500 feet back.
Sorry, I had to throw in the Princess Bride reference. Continue, John.
No, I see when I'm a fucking scaredy cat. I'm just gonna plainly state that. But when I was little, like this is how much of a scaredy fucking cat I was. I couldn't even get through the opening credits of A Nightmare Before Christmas. You know, where they're flying through the graveyard and all, because that seemed fucking creepy as hell, and I did not like it.
Well, if I'm being honest, I mean, there's some older like sci-fi movies I watched when I was a kid that, in hindsight, were awful, but at the time, really like rubbed me the wrong way and like kind of actually scared me. There's one movie in particular that I don't even know what it's called, and I don't think I've ever seen it again. I've only seen it once, and that was when I was younger, and it like really screwed with me. But like. Maybe I have seen it again. Was did I? I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, I think probably the ones that some things that get to me mostly are entertainment, and mostly the thing is though I don't even like just straight up like gore and violence doesn't bother me much, but it's oftentimes like the concepts behind it that I think a lot of people don't always think about, but are usually what get to me. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
It does.
No, it makes perfect sense. What else? Wait, is there any more questions? No.
there aren't. Okay.
All right, there's no more questions. I mean,
Well,
y'all can ask some, but
So, back to our original thing. Before the video start, because apparently this is a fucking Spider-Man video.
why not?
Your favorite, your not your favorite, but one of your favorites live-action Spider-Man moments.
Moments
Okay.
in general?
Yeah, moments in general.
We'll say moments or scenes or sequences.
Yeah,
whatever.
moments, scenes.
Hey, Ashley,
sequences.
welcome in.
Because I have one that immediately kicks to mind from Spider-Man 1.
Okay.
Okay, which is?
It's the scene where Aunt May is starting to prayer, and then Green Goblin pretty much breaks in,
Gonna say
and then he forces her to finish the prayer.
Finish it.
It's so great.
From evil.
Oh my god.
Like, because everyone remembers the Green Goblin Spider-Man rooftop scene. Like, everyone remembers that, okay? And that's the scene that everybody kind of goes to when it's like it's the best Willem Dafoe moment. But everyone forgets about the scene where she forces Aunt May to finish the prayer.
The best William Dafoe moment is when he's talking to the mask in his study by himself. Yeah. That's the best scene for me with William.
47 minutes, Ashley.
Hey there, chap.
You know, so different, you and I.
Yeah.
Which is very no. I thought you were gonna go with the bone saw is ready. Wonderful. Did your husband?
Man, Randy Savage.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Here's the thing. That scene is so iconic. People can literally quote his entire dialogue.
Oh, I know. It's great.
Give you 3 minutes.
The funny thing is, though, there's again, I mentioned this before the video. There's very few actual like Spider-Man quips in original Sam Raimi movies. But that one in that scene is like, nice outfit. Did your husband make it for you? Like that was great. No, I gotta say,
it didn't age well though.
I don't give a shit.
It didn't age well.
It's a fun joke.
It is funny because let me tell you, I would have used it, but to everyone else, it didn't age well.
Yeah, well, I'll use it anyway.
We live in Texas. We live in mental Texas.
Okay. I was like, what? Okay, so I have two. The first is the sequence. That is the Spider-Man versus Doc Ock fight scene with the train.
Yes.
Yes.
But the kind of the even all the way to the ending, except for Tobey Maguire's face.
You couldn't see my face, but I was doing it.
So that's great. But then also like the scene in Civil War with where Tony is talking to Peter originally before they go to Germany, and he basically is explaining with great power comes great responsibility without saying the words, which was weird. That's a very good. I find that to be a very good scene.
If we're on Spider-Man 2, another scene that I like is when Doc Ock gets the arms. Is he realizes that
that's great. That's Sam Raimi being horror director Sam Raimi for that entire sequence.
Yeah, no, and the arms scream no.
Oh, you mean that? Okay, I thought you were talking about the one where he's in the hospital, where he's remember when they're trying to saw the arms off and it goes like full horror movie.
This is the one where he finds out his wife dies and they use.
Oh yeah, the arms scream too. Yeah, that's great. There's a lot of great scenes in those. Yep. Sorry, go ahead, John.
Is it bad that when I was playing Spider-Man the game and Doc Ock showed up, like, my brain instantly said the arms are going to talk?
I don't think his arms have ever talked in any iteration.
Other than Spider-Man 2.
His arms don't talk in Spider-Man 2.
They make noises that sound like words.
No, they screech sometimes, but it's mostly just him, like, responding to something you can't
No,
hear.
you son of a bitch! Listen here, they're gonna fucking talk.
No, that would be dumb if they talked.
He's a ventriloquist, bitch.
There's the thing about those Sam Raimi movies. There's a lot of good stuff in them. But even the first two movies, there's a large stretches of being boring in both of those movies.
There is.
Yeah. There's a lot of wooden acting.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, I don't like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I really don't. I didn't find his performance.
He's a good Tobey Maguire is a good Peter Parker. He's a bad Spider-Man.
People say that, and I could still qualm with that, but for the most part, I agree.
The bitch like he's 35 when he's in high school.
Well, I actually don't know.
No, the one that looks really bad is Joe Manganiello as the fucking bully.
Oh yeah, that's fucking horrible.
Yeah, he looks like he's 35 trying to play a fucking.
No, he looked like he's 40. What are you talking about? He looked like the teacher.
Well, no, he's got the striped shirt with, like, did he have a popped collar? I don't remember. I think it was
yes.
popped. And he had, like, the mohawk, like
with the
mohawk.
Rolex watch.
Yeah. This is a grown man. No, yeah, that's good. I mean, actually,
pretty much any scene with Jameson in the original Raimi films has really good. I'm trying to remember. Obviously, the "Are you serious?" laugh.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Masterpiece.
But I think the more iconic scene is where he's talking to Peter and he goes, "Doesn't anybody honestly care what the hell I think?" And his assistant steps in, "I do." Well, shut up, get out.
That's Sam Raimi's brother. Yeah. Doesn't anyone care what I think? I care what you think. Shut up. Get out.
Spider-Man 3 is the best Spider-Man.
I actually like Spider-Man 3 more than I do the Spider-Mans.
I do too.
Frank.
I like Spider-Man 3 in an ironic way.
The thing, Spider-Man 3, aside from the dark Spider-Man emo sequence, which everyone points to, that wasn't in the movie. It's actually not a bad movie overall.
No, it's not.
Except for how they handled Venom.
Well, like, that also has to do with Venom.
Yeah, but I think if you cut out Venom, it's actually a good movie.
Well, see, that's the thing.
That's the thing. Sam Raimi didn't want it.
Sam Raimi was a Spider-Man fan for the comics before Venom ever came out. So he was planning on just doing Sandman and the Hobgoblin with and finish that up, and that was going to be the movie. And if that was the case, I think it would have been a much tighter, much better movie.
Yeah, because he wanted to do Spider-Man 4, and Spider-Man 4 was going to be Venom and Carnage.
I haven't heard that. I'll double. You might be right, but my understanding is Sam Raimi had no interest in doing Venom at all. Like, I think my understanding is he just wanted to stick with the classic villains.
Welcome back, Liv.
Maybe I'm wrong, though. But yeah, Spider-Man. But again, Spider-Man 3 I enjoy it. Aside from
Sandman is literally one of the most iconic villains. Like, when I think of Spider-Man movies, I still think of Spider-Man and the Green Goblin from those movies.
And the Sandman in that origin scene where he's in the sand pit and he's trying to get that. Oh my god,
that was great.
Yeah,
it's a good scene.
It's a lot of the movie's great. If you just took out Venom. And really, even with him in, I mean, Topher Grace was a horrible casting for that. But even with him in it, it's just aside, like the dance sequence shit, with the Dark Beater thing, is like, it's cringy. You take that out though, and the movie's fine for the most part. Even with it in, it's like
what's iconic and ironic about the Topher Grace as Venom? He literally had to not do what ended up being the last season of that 70s show, his show, because he had to film Spider-Man. Okay?
I don't know what it is. Topher Grace is miscast in almost everything he's in.
He really is.
I don't know.
He's a good actor.
Oh, he's fantastic.
I don't know what people see in him and is like to think. I mean, actually, truth be told, I don't hate his performance as Venom. Like, it doesn't offend me. It's fine. It's just, he just didn't belong in that movie.
No.
Like, what I think, if he was the main villain in the Spider-Man movie instead of just thrown together, he could have done better.
I disagree. I actually didn't want to. I would have liked to have seen the original, just the because wrapping up that arc with Harry Osborn with him being the Hobgoblin, and then the Sandman.
No, I'm
too.
talking about if they moved it to, like Cody said, a fourth movie, and it was just Venom.
But even then, the thing is though, like, again, I don't think Sam Raimi wanted to do Venom, and which if that is the case, we'd end up still just getting a version of Spider-Man 3 as Spider-Man 4 because he doesn't really like Venom or didn't get him. Cody's disagrees.
I don't like even with Marvel having Spider-Man now. I don't want them to do. Everybody wants them to do Venom.
They can't because Venom's in his own universe now.
Yeah, well, they can't now, which pisses me off.
Which okay, but even if hypothetically, if they could, I don't want them to because there's still other rogues that I would like them to do. I for the longest time have wanted them to do Kraven the Hunter.
Oh, I did. Well, the thing is, Sony's going to try to make their own movie with that, which is annoying. In the Venomverse, which might actually happen now because Venom's done well in the box office.
Because people wanted to see a shit show.
But the thing was, I agree with you, Cody. I'm like, for the next movie that's going to have Mysterio in it. Like, I'm looking forward. I don't know why I'm so excited to see a movie with Mysterio.
I'm excited because Jake Gyllenhaal is fucking Mysterio. And here's the thing: have you seen the movie Nightcrawler?
Yes,
no,
it's creepy as fuck.
It's a fucking amazing movie.
It's so creepy.
So,
but when you say, okay, if that's the type of person he's going to be for Mysterio, sold.
No, I agree. I want to see Mysterio. I've heard that they're going to try to do Hydro Man and bringing back having Hydro Man, Mysterio, Vulture, Scorpion, like these great old Spider-Man villains, and seeing them first, definitely, and then I would actually, I don't mind like waiting for like a while before you bring back the Green Goblin, which I do actually hope they bring back. I'd like to see
you have to. It's Spider-Man's most iconic villain.
Yeah, I'd like to see Marvel's version of that. And then I would like to see Kraven the Hunter, definitely, if Sony would ever let that happen.
Here's the thing. I want to see them fucking do Rhino. Like, do Rhino right.
Well, I agree. Also Doc Ock. The thing is, Marvel, I think, is distancing themselves from all those characters. I think it wouldn't surprise me if years down the line, Sony keeps letting them use Spider-Man, they'll reintroduce those, like Doc Ock, Rhino, Green Goblin. They're just waiting because it's too soon, I guess.
Is it Marvel or Sony trying to do Black Cat? I think it's Sony.
Sony owns everything.
Yeah, everything that's Spider-Man.
And they let Marvel Spider-Man rogues.
Bro, I know they own it, but I'm trying to realize if Sony's trying to do a Black Cat movie.
They were trying to do a Black Cat Silver Sable movie, which I think they're now splitting into two separate movies. They're also going to try to do a Kraven the Hunter's movie.
And who's the vampire fucking dude?
And Jared Leto's already cast for a Morbius movie, and I think they're actually going to start filming that soon.
Which, okay, I'm interested because I like Morbius.
Yeah, but without Spider-Man, it's fuck.
Actually, no. You can. Here's the thing. You can kind of do Morbius without Spider-Man.
Yes, but that's just a vampire.
Yes, exactly. This is just a vampire movie. No, here's the thing. If they're gonna make a Blade,
I'm not saying you should. I'm saying you can.
Okay, but listen to this. Because I've seen a lot of places where they're in talks with like making a Blade movie. Okay, Marvel.
But Sony does, but I don't believe Sony. Oh yeah, Marvel owns the rights to Blade now. So
yeah, Marvel making a Blade movie. What would be the best villain in a Blade movie? Fucking Morbius.
Or Dracula. Dracula's overused.
You're gonna bring Drac? Like, come on, just have a spot. Like, it would go really well.
I know all of this. The thing is, they're making you can make movies with all of Spider-Man's rogues gallery without Spider-Man, but the thing that made them great rogues villains was Spider-Man.
It's like DC doing a fucking rogues movie, but without Batman.
It's like DC making a solo Joker movie. Oh wait, they're actually doing that
with Robert De Niro as the villain. Which I really want to see.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm not going to talk shit about it. I'm actually excited about it. So
Well, it's weird because who's playing the Joker in it? What's his name?
Jaquez.
Yes,
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
But like, hold on, how is he playing the Joker and he isn't? And there's a villain. Isn't he the villain?
It's an origin story.
Oh, okay, I know where
Him
they're going.
becoming the Joker.
Never mind. Yeah, but that's dumb. You don't need to know the Joker's origin.
Fucking Robert De Niro causes the Joker to become the Joker.
I know what they're going with. The thing is, I've already heard that storyline, so I know what they're doing, but I don't even like it. But okay, anyway, sorry. Come back into Cody had mentioned that, waiting a while to see Venom in the Marvelverse. If they did it, I agree. That's what I said. Do all these old classic villains, bring back eventually Doc Ock, and then
no one wanted a fucking Vulture fucking as the villain until fucking Marvel said, well, we're doing the Vulture. How you gonna do the... Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's good. Wait till years down the line when Marvel does an actual secret movie and then introduce the symbiote in that like it was in the original, if they were good to do it. But I don't think they will. I don't think they can because of Sony.
It does suck because I wish Marvel would kind of do their own Spider-Verse.
Well, here's the thing. We never thought Marvel was going to have the X-Men.
Yeah.
And now look.
My thing is, it's like, problem is Sony keeps ruining all this shit, and in my opinion, and the thing is too, if okay, this is how Sony is thinking right now, and this is how Kathleen Kennedy is thinking right now. They are only giving Spider-Man to Marvel because they have failed previously to make a cinematic universe that makes money. That's why they gave him to Marvel. If they can create a separate Spider-Verse that's successful without Marvel, they will yank Spider-Man out of the Marvel universe, and they will do it, and they're prepared to do it. For example, the way Tom Holland's contract is signed, he has, I think, a total of 5 movies he's obligated to do for Marvel, but 6 to Sony. So Sony could yank him out of the Marvel universe and make a solo Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland because he's already got the fame from the Marvel universe, but only separate and completely out of the Marvel universe. They can do that, and they probably will if they think they can make money with it. That's what really bothers me, and and Sony is just going to screw everything up.
Imagine the fucking Marvel universe. How the fuck would you explain Spider-Man just getting yanked out of it?
They don't. Sony does not give a shit.
You know what would be funny though, because I saw I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw this. Someone brought up the fact that because like Stan Lee only has so many movies left, Yeah. I said you know it would be really fucking hilarious, and it will probably never happen. But I would literally applaud in the fucking theater if it did. If it was as the Stan Lee cameo, but it was Deadpool in the Stan Lee hat with the mustache and everything.
They wouldn't do that.
I know.
Liv, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure.
Oh, so what do you think about James Gunn doing Suicide Squad 2?
I don't give a shit about the DC universe. Not anymore.
Damn, that sounded defeated. Like
I am defeated. They ruined some of my favorite characters, and I don't care anymore. I just can't. I can't. If you care, then it just hurts more when when it comes out.
It really does. Like with Wonder Woman. Like I can't even bring myself to watch Wonder Woman again because I know nothing other than her movie will be good.
And I just
honestly, with DC, it's really going to depend on how Aquaman and Shazam work.
Aquaman looks good, but I don't know.
No, and I'm not just talking like commercially, but also critically. If they can get like 2 or 3 good critically movies under their belt, they could attempt to do a soft reboot
with Flashpoint. I agree, and if they
because of the fact that people don't know how Cavill or Affleck are going further on,
Well,
they could attempt to do a soft
out. I know that. The thing, I agree. A soft if Aquaman and Shazam do well, which I honestly don't think
Wonder Woman 1984.
No, I think here's the thing. I think Aquaman, I think and Shazam will probably do well because they've generated enough positive buzz just by trailers.
But see, the thing is with that though is I think people are just jaded by the DC universe at this point. I don't know. I'm worried. I wouldn't surprise me if it's too late to right the ship. If they might have to just stop, just completely. The thing is though, okay, Aquaman, Shazam. Hopefully it does good. Then they can do a Flashpoint soft reboot, which would be, by the way, the most convoluted thing to ever happen in the cinematic universe I've ever. But whatever. As long as we get good movies after that. But the problem is they're also still going to try to do, at least from my understanding, is like a Gotham City like Vixens shit or whatever.
Okay, here's the thing with that.
Yeah.
It was the Gotham City Vixens,
Mm-hmm.
which wouldn't have been bad. But Margot Robbie is the one producing it, so she is running the show, which is the bad thing. Because then she changed it to the Birds of Prey, and then when they were casting a couple of the characters, when they were casting Black Canary and one of the other characters, they had really good actresses up for the roles. The mother, the girl who played the mother on How I Met Your Mother. I don't know her name, but she's in a lot of different dramatic movies and also comedies. So she's a really good actress, and she was in the running for one of the characters, and then someone else was. But Margot Robbie turned them down for lesser known actresses because it's her movie.
Well, I mean, lesser known actresses can still be good,
Yes.
I just think, like, if you can't do Batman right, you should not be trying to do his rogues gallery in separate movies.
Yeah, because Birds of Prey they're talking about it being Harley Quinn, Black Canary, and then I think some version of Batgirl.
No, Batgirl's not in it.
Okay, well, I'm thinking about I'm trying to remember who the third Bird of Prey is.
I don't remember. But the thing is, it might have been, wasn't it Poison Ivy or something?
No, that's Vixens.
Okay, whatever. But the thing is, it's like, I'm sorry, nobody gives a shit about those characters. Like, nobody knows who Black Canary is outside of people who know, like, the DC universe. And as far as Harley Quinn is, most people don't even know who Harley Quinn is, except for, like, oh, is she maybe the Joker's girlfriend or that weird girl from the Suicide Squad movie? She was kind of cool. Like, nobody cares about these characters. So what that basically means is that the name recognition isn't going to draw anybody. So the movie has to be, like, really good. And I have not seen DC do that.
No.
That's why it's going to be very weird. That's why it's kind of riding on both Aquaman and Shazam, because if they can generate both positive buzz, it's y'all fucked up and we're willing to give you a second. That's why they need at least 2 or 3 like good movies in a row.
There's a Supergirl movie. Nobody gives a shit about Supergirl. No offense, John.
No one gives a shit about Supergirl. Yeah, you heard us.
I know no one gives a shit about Supergirl. But here's the thing. Okay, with the Supergirl movie, the only people that know the Supergirl movie is the people who watch the TV show, but then they're going to expect the people from the TV show.
Yeah, and people are going to have to ask the question, if you can't do a Superman movie, can you do a Supergirl movie?
Exactly. And here's the thing. Fucking, what's his face? Zack Snyder, he fucking did that comic book before Man of Steel that basically killed off Supergirl. So, it's like, you've already fucked it.
And from my understanding of the plot is they're going to basically use that comic and it's going to be like a prequel movie.
No!
So
that's not Supergirl! Sorry.
And it's just like, if I was to see
because
then they'll fuck with me, and then they don't want to fuck with me.
Because
I'll show up to their Joker movie.
DC's biggest mistake was hiring Snyder.
It really was.
I don't know. I don't know how they thought that was a good idea. Like, I would not watch Watchmen and then say, oh yeah, I need him for my DC movies. Like,
No, they've made a couple mistakes. They hired Snyder, and then to replace Snyder, they hired Josh Whedon.
Which I can't blame Whedon, because Whedon was just given a really shit situation. It was just, I'm just trying to fix this.
Yeah, but they didn't even blend it well.
Well, there's not much they could have done.
No, there's not. Their shit was already like almost 75% done, and Josh's whole thing was, I need to finish this.
This is a controversial thing to say. I don't even really like Wheaton that much.
I don't either.
I like some of Whedon's work, but I think he is overrated.
The best one I know is Avengers.
Well, even looking back on the first Avengers movie,
it isn't the best.
It's not that great, and the way he does the characters in that movie is he basically kind of reduces them down. The more I rewatched it recently, and I was like, okay, so what he's basically done is to make this movie work. He's tried to boil down the characters into like tropes, and the thing is, it doesn't really work the more you watch. Because, for example, he makes Tony Stark in the first Avenger is kind of just an asshole.
He really is.
Yeah,
he was snarky and kind of in his movies, but he wasn't an ass, like just like an insufferable jackass.
No, he walks straight up to Captain America and is basically like, "I'm better than you. I can handle this. Leave." And it's like,
well, when he stabs Banner in the lab to try to get him to turn into the Hulk, like, dude, what? Like, that's not. No. So, but the thing is, and then he boils Captain America down to the guy. Oh, I get that reference. It's just like he just simplifies all these characters. So I don't actually looking. I mean,
here's the thing. I think the first Avengers movie is fucking overrated because of the fact that I think people were so blown away by the fucking Battle of New York that it's like, all the character stuff was good, but then people were like, no, man, that battle, that 40 minutes fucking fight. That shit was amazing.
But I don't. But that was good. That was the movie is structured in such a way that would be the case, and I think that was a good choice, actually.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't dislike the first Avengers movie.
I don't dislike it either. I just think it's knowing
it's better than Ultron.
Yeah,
I like Ultron in a comedically bad way.
I mean, we did go see Ultron together, Cody. Remember that shit?
I like James Spader's Ultron's character in that movie. Although I understand, I was pissed off what they did with the Mandarin in Iron Man 3, so I can understand how people are pissed off what they did with Ultron and then Age of Ultron for fans.
No, see, I liked Ultron because Ultron was the first villain to which, and I'm happy Marvel's kind of going into this like thing with their villains is it's not your stereotypical villain. Like Ultron's favorite line for me is, "Am I supposed to stand here and tell you my plan?" No.
Oh no! I'm glad you asked that. I wanted to take this time to tell you my evil plan, and then
yeah.
No,
and villains would do that.
Yeah. Well, okay. DC Universe. In my opinion, what they need to do is drop all the peripheral shit, focus on like Aquaman, Shazam, and then try to get that Flash reboot off the ground, like Flashpoint, and then try to make like you need to get your core characters, the support in which your entire franchise is based functional before you do anything else.
But that's the thing. Wonder Woman's already almost finished filming.
Here's the thing. People aren't worried about Wonder Woman because they've already seen that, okay, Wonder Woman's good.
I'm worried about it. I actually had some. I didn't even think the first one was really that great. Honestly, a lot of people did. It's out of all of the DC movies, it's the best one, but I don't even think it's that. I personally, the third act for me falls apart, and I don't like the way they characterize Diana and the Amazonians in that, but that's a personal preference, I think.
I think the third act does fall apart. I think the villain is fucking weak.
Yes.
It really does. The whole thing, oh God, I'm okay. Cool. But
cool story, bro.
Yeah, I don't care.
The thing I don't like the characterization of Diana and the Amazonians. There modern versions of Wonder Woman have been where she's just like straight up a warrior woman. I've never really been a fan of that. I like the Amazonians as being like they're certainly capable of going to war and kicking your ass, but they would prefer not to.
Exactly.
And here's the thing: chances are, if they go to war, they'll probably fucking win.
Yeah, but they don't want it. But Diana in that movie, she just goes onto the battlefield and she starts slaughtering Germans. This isn't World War II where they're Nazis. This is World War I. Every country is at fault for World War I, and every soldier on the ground, including the Germans, doesn't want to fight. If Wonder Woman like crossed no man's land and basically said surrender, they'd been like, "Yeah, okay, I don't want to be here anyway." This
it really would have been.
So it's like you can't go around and treating the Germans in the First World War as you would in the Second. and treating them as like stereotypical like bad guys. Like I forgot his name, that actor who's like the German general in the movie. He's developing the gas, and he's like a Saturday morning cartoon villain.
Honestly, if you think about it,
the woman, the Saturday morning cartoon was the woman with the fucking evil, with the fucking metal jaw. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
if you think about it, it's set in World War One, but they made the main characters of the German army Nazis.
Yeah, but they're not. The Nazi party existed then. The Nazi
Are we the bad guys?
Nazis came from the end of World War One, the end results, the Treaty of Versailles, and how people felt at the conclusion of the war. You can't. They didn't exist then. That's not how it works. Which is, I find it funny that when you read back on people like Hitler from, like this documentary, you're not like, yeah, no, he was in World War One. He almost died twice, but it was like, it'd be fine. But his ideology comes from the conclusion of World War One. He felt like he was stabbed. All the military said that they were stabbed in the back by the Jews specifically. But it's like the thing, and even then, it also doesn't. Wonder Woman's story during World War II, not one, and it doesn't make sense in World War One because then it's like where was she in the Second World War?
Exactly.
Okay, like that's my whole thing about. Okay, so.
But then even if it's World War II,
it's like we know number 2 is it's setting her in the 80s, but what is your overall plot with the thing in the 80s? Are you gonna have her? Because you can't fight in Vietnam.
Yeah, it was passed. And there isn't any really conflicts. I mean, the 80s, it could be
fighting in DC
against.
Again,
I get maybe it's probably Cold War, maybe.
Cheetah.
Maybe. I mean,
I just know it's Cheetah versus Wonder Woman in DC during the 80s.
Okay.
I know there was a casting call, and I almost went up for it. It was just that all they wanted was men with mustaches. Well, no, all they wanted was men, okay? That was the entire casting call. But underneath said mustache preference.
Oh my god, it would have been so great if John just went up there with a Groucho Marx mustache. Hi, yes, I am here for role.
I would have gone if I could grow an actual. I mean, I can grow a mustache, but it's not good.
It's not good.
I can grow facial hair, but it's one of those where it's like, I don't really want to. I'm good.
I mean, you can see the little bit I have now, and it doesn't look very good. I have to shave.
But I just found that hilarious. Like, it was on the news. Mm-hmm. It was like, open casting call for Wonder Woman 2. Men. Mustaches, a plus. I'm like, huh. But I had class, so I was like, I can't.
I'm not going to done either. But...
Oh, man. Dude, you should have.
We should have.
You should have skipped. The three of us could have just gone up there and just, hey, guys.
I'm on Wonder Woman. Hey. So apparently there's like a couple protest scenes with signs. We just sneak in a subscribe to Jimmy D sign.
Free Cheetah 2020.
Oh, God.
Well, anyway, the DC universe is like that. Are there any other questions you got for us, John, or no?
Does Chad have any other questions? Or we're gonna freeball this shit.
I'm gonna say, by the way, John knows I did go see Venom, so.
Yeah, you should talk about that in a minute. I know a little bit about it, but I haven't seen it.
I didn't look up anything. I mean, I don't give a shit. I do know Woody Harrelson's in it.
Oh, dude, the stingers. The stingers are fucking like.
Well, I actually have a particular question to ask you if we get to that.
Let's just go to it. Let's go.
Yeah, what's the question?
I've seen multiple reviews of it, and some say that okay, they try to be humorous, but it all falls flat. And then a bunch of people say, oh, it's actually pretty funny, and I really enjoyed those parts, particularly with Venom and his the character. So, did you find it funny? Did it hit and miss, or?
Okay. It was hit and miss. I had legitimate laughs. Then again, it's just this is all my personality, Like, I'm going to flat out admit, Venom 2018, is it a good movie? No. No.
Okay.
No, it is not. It's not a good movie. Is it a fun movie? Yes.
Okay, well, I've seen it being compared to, Ben Affleck's Daredevil and movies like that.
It is the greatest 2004 superhero movie in 2018.
Okay.
And just take in you have to have that mindset going into it. If you
Even
have that
Fantastic
mindset,
Four.
yes, the first Fantastic Four, not Silver Surfer, the first one.
Okay.
I actually don't mind. I kind of like both of those
I
movies.
do too. I really do.
I remember I was memories watching it with my family when I was a kid, and I remember specifically going to Burger King and getting a Fantastic Four toy after we watched the movie.
I used to have the giant car that they got in the second movie that was sponsored by Dodge.
The villain, it's Elektra levels of acting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's and you know it is. Everybody's been saying it, and I'm just going to flat say it. It is. It is Indian Elon Musk. It's basically Indian Elon Musk. You know?
Hey, RJ, welcome in. How you doing?
Riot's fucking terrible. Like, it's just the end.
What about oh god damn it, what's his name?
Tom Hardy.
Yes. What do you think of his performance?
Here's the thing. What was the last Tom Hardy movie you saw?
I can't even remember.
He was in Dunkirk, but I didn't see Dunkirk. And then
He was in Dunkirk? I own Dunkirk. I just ain't watched it.
yeah, he was a pilot, I believe.
Have you seen?
I mean, he was of course. Okay. I mean, I know him from, of course, everybody knows him from the third Batman Nolan movie as Bane.
Yeah.
And then, but I also know his first movie he was ever in was playing Shinzon in Star Trek Nemesis, which is where I remember him from.
Okay, but have you seen, or have you at least seen his New York kind of hey, I'm Eddie Brock, how you doing kind of accent?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of scenes from the movie.
Yeah, that's him. It's not Eddie Brock. It's Tom Hardy playing Tom Hardy. You know.
But Tom Hardy's British, so he doesn't sound like that.
But it's Tom Hardy not playing Eddie Brock. It's Tom Hardy playing a New Yorker playing Eddie Brock.
Playing his version of Tom Hardy.
Eddie Brock.
His version of Eddie Brock.
Eddie Brock. Yeah, it's you never once feel like, oh, hey, that's Eddie Brock, or hey, he's at least trying to be Eddie Brock. You know, it's hey, I'm Tom Hardy. Everybody likes me.
He's doing his own version, but it's also, I mean, it's a completely different version because remember the original Eddie Brock had that vendetta against Spider-Man and things like that. And of course, none of that.
Even if you take out the vendetta of Spider-Man, Eddie Brock was just this rage, hate-filled fucking douchebag.
They're just not doing that.
No, he's not. He's. You know what he would have been great as? And I was watching Double Toast and they brought this up, and it was something that I didn't realize. They would have been great if Tom Hardy basically played like Jake Gyllenhaal's character from Nightcrawler, to where, yeah, people respect him and people idolize him. People respect him, but the way that he gets stories or the way that he gets information, it's kind of shady. And there's just this kind of era of slime or, shadiness to him. No, it's not. It's just everybody likes him. He's cool. Oh, I feel sorry for Eddie, Hey, man, it sucks what happens to you.
Cody, RJ says that he's getting his PS4 set up and y'all have to talk about wrestling soon.
Yes, we do, RJ. Yes, we do.
I'm glad I'm not a part of that.
Yeah, I'm not a big wrestling person.
Yeah, I know. Venom is okay. This fucking pisses me off. This movie, you can tell, was rated R at one point, but because they wanted to get more people
friendly,
not family friendly, because they wanted to spread it out to a wider range, and they wanted to, because they were so worried about it, they cut it down to a PG-13. Because there's multiple times where Venom literally decapitates a dude, and it's like the camera immediately cuts away before any blood, any guts, anything.
Do you think an R-rated version will come out?
No, I don't think so. Nobody
Yeah.
cares. The thing is, like, the only reason that BVS did that is because everyone was crying for it. Nobody's crying for the rated R version of Venom.
No one's crying for Venom.
No.
I mean,
Well,
Venom.
it's how the box office, so you know.
Yeah.
The question is I guess it's the reception wise. Will it matter? Because I mean, even then, like Spider-Man 3 made money. They just cut it off. I guess I don't even know why they cut it off. For I guess critics and stuff, and then they made the Amazing Spider-Man, which was a
Well, here's
mistake.
the
They
thing.
should-
Venom's
Critics and
reaction has
Raimi
people-
got out of it, right?
Um,
Yeah,
oh,
Raimi left.
Well, no, they canceled it and then he left. It wasn't. I think it might have been. I think Raimi though was kind of pissed, and I think he was talking about it like he was kind of mad because obviously the studio interference is why 3 wasn't so good.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But no, Venom. People had Venom going out. People were laughing in the theater, but even walking out and kind of listening to people, it's still people were very split down. Like, oh man, it was very funny, but man, I don't really know how I feel.
I think
Yeah.
it's just. I think it's going to be. I think it's just going to be reception, audience reception, because it could make money. But if whether or not a sequel will be successful is whether or not people actually liked the movie.
Yeah.
I pray to God there's not a fucking sequel. I pray to God because
If this movie does well and they move forward with it, and they're going to move forward with their Venom verse, they're going to do the movie. The next movie is going to have Carnage in it. They're going to do the Morbius movie. They're going to do all of that.
No, Black Cat. No.
Oh, they're going to
no,
do that.
no, dude.
And if all those do well, they will yank Spider-Man out of the Marvel.
Marvel, somebody take Black Cat and save her. She's one of my favorite rogues of Spider-Man. Don't fuck her up, please.
Dude, you don't understand. Like, okay, you know those big belly laughs that I was talking about? I had one for the fucking stinger, which it was Woody Harrelson. You just want me to tell you the fucking stinger?
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Go for it.
John, do you know what the stinger is?
I do not know what the stinger is, so explain.
Okay, so basically, it's Eddie Brock, and he goes to a maximum security like cell,
Why?
and he ends up walking up to a just cage in the middle of like a cell.
He's being a reporter. He's going to interview somebody.
And he's gonna interview somebody. And then it turns around, and it's fucking Woody Harrelson, all fucking Anthony Hopkins, just like chained up,
He's playing Cletus Cassidy.
playing. And John, I shit you not, it's literally like somebody put a Ronald McDonald wig on his hair.
you shitting me, right?
Because Cletus Cassidy in the comics has like red, like cornrow, weird
Well, why
hair.
cast Woody Harrelson? That man's bald. That's like casting Bruce Willis.
And then do you want to say
And
the
then
line?
literally,
Oh, you can say.
and
it.
he literally goes. I forgot, I don't know the line exactly. Okay,
I
it's like don't quote
I
me
do.
with this.
If you want me to say it, it's.
I know how it ends.
When I get out of here, there's going to be carnage.
And literally, no, he doesn't just say carnage. He pauses for a minute and he goes, carnage.
Oh my.
Then
Yeah.
it just ends.
How much fucking money did he get paid to do that?
Hey,
It
fuck
had to
Tom.
be a good fucking amount. Woody Harrelson can do better things.
I don't
than
know,
Venom.
man. Hey, answer me this. How much money did Shailene Woodley get paid to do Amazing Spider-Man 2? And all her scenes of MJ getting cut out.
I don't know.
Other than one.
I guess she's required to get paid, so I assume she made some money. I don't know.
Exactly, but remember, they cut all the MJ scenes out.
Which fucking sucks. MJ's like my favorite. Which kind of a little aggravating with Homecoming with that. But
Yeah, no, there's two stingers. So there's the Carnage one, and then at the very end, they try to, as the like ultimate, hey man, we're sorry, but hey, you enjoyed the ride, if you didn't. They try to connect this like, meanwhile, in a different universe, and they play the scene for Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I don't like all this bullshit. I just want it to stop. I just want them to give. I don't know why. I want Marvel to. I don't want them to buy. I don't want Disney to buy Sony because I think Disney owns enough. But I want them. Want Marvel to purchase the rights back. I really do.
Sony will not let them buy
Kathleen Kennedy won't do that over her body. I'm just thinking like, can somebody please go over her head and go like appeal to the Japanese like Sony, like the kind of the company, like and just be like, hey, Can we get those rights back? Because Kathleen Kennedy is annoying, and she's made multiple movies that aren't
Like, we get it,
making money,
y'all
and
are too busy. Like, we get it. Hey, you're working on your PS5, and that's great. Y'all continue to do that. But like over here in the States, there's this guy named Spider-Man.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Not Kathleen Kennedy is she's the Star Wars lady. Not she's
Don't
Lucas,
talk about Kathleen Kennedy
Lucas,
here.
no,
I mean, we can get rid of her too. Like, get rid of them both at the same time.
Yeah, it's not Kathleen Kennedy. What's the head of Sony? What's her name? I
Oh,
can't
it's
remember.
the woman that looks like a fucking witch off of a Halloween movie.
Yes, I can't. I'm sorry. It's not Kathleen Kennedy. I forgot her name. Yeah, her. Get her out of there. She makes bad decisions, and the movies are bad. Like, not even just Spider-Man movies. Like, a lot of Sony movies have just been not good. Like,
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Like,
That was her. Like, they were going a different direction, and then she changed it. It was gonna be like originally with the Ghostbusters movie. What I've read is it was going to be a direct sequel to Ghostbusters 2, where the
Amy Pascal.
Yes, where the older Ghostbusters were training the new female Ghostbusters.
Well, there were a lot of scripts for Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Yeah.
For decades after
this was like the one before.
This was the one written by Paul Feig.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Like, this was the official.
It's mostly ad libs.
Yeah. Well, no, this was core plot written by Paul Feig.
Was the old Ghostbusters.
With Dan Aykroyd, like, with help from Dan Aykroyd, and I think Harold Ramis was still alive at the time.
Yes.
Oh, they were waiting. The only reason that movie got made is because Harold Ramis died. They were waiting for him to go before they could do it, because it wouldn't have happened if Harold Ramis hadn't passed away. And the only reason that they got Bill Murray because he has a say in this and what they do with the Ghostbusters is because they basically blackmailed him.
Yeah. I don't know. My whole thing with Bill Murray is I still don't know why he never wanted to do Ghostbusters 3.
I don't know. He's an ass. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. It just really pisses me off. The thing is, there were multiple scripts too where it's like, fine, we'll just write your character out of the movie. Can we just make the movie? And he's like, no. And it's like, fuck you. Come on, man.
We did have a question about 10 minutes ago. I'm sorry that we didn't get to it.
We went on a Venom rant.
What's your favorite and least favorite movie of all time?
Well, I don't have a favorite movie. I have a favorite trilogy.
Oh, God.
I mean, mine's Back to the Future.
Hold on a second. Before you say it, I'm going to write what I think it is down.
Okay. Hold it up to the camera.
Yeah, I think he knows.
Okay. All right, now Cody, say it.
No, you got to hold it up, and I'm going to judge to see if you're correct or not.
Well, no, I want you to say it, and then I'll prove it by. Okay,
my favorite trilogy of all time is Evil Dead.
Oh, damn it! I was wrong.
What'd you put? Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Close second, but no, my favorite trilogy of all time is Evil Dead.
Okay, I wouldn't. The first Evil Dead's okay. Second one's pretty good. I really love the Army of Darkness.
Yeah, no, that's why I said trilogy, because like I love because I've read so much.
Personally, I would just
so much like behind the scenes about the first Evil Dead movie, like how much guerrilla style filmmaking it was. Like, you know, the most iconic, like shot through the woods of the evil possessing something. I know you might, but do you know how they actually made that?
My understanding is in the first Evil Dead that Sam Raimi literally took a camera and ran with it. Is that what he did? He jumped
he stuck a camera on a piece of wood, had two guys pretty much stood strapped, and he just said, "Okay, you got from here to here. We got one shot. Run." And that's what they did. Which makes me wonder, okay, did you do that for the rest of them? Because I still want to say, like, maybe you did that for the rest of them.
Oh yeah. Well, that first movie was a disaster on the set, and everybody.
Oh my God, yes. The shot over the lake literally was Sam Raimi leaning over to get a shot of the fucking lake with Bruce Campbell pretty much holding onto his fucking belt string so he wouldn't just tip the fuck over.
Well, anyway, okay. Favorite movie? When everybody asks me that, I usually say Princess Bride because it's such a good ass movie.
It's a great movie.
And it's got it's got everything in it. I mean, from the title, you think it was just solely a romance movie, but it's not. I mean, that's in there, but
No,
it's.
my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father.
Prepare to
Prepare to die.
That's a wonderful line. There's a girl in one of my college classes who's got that on a sticker on her laptop that says that. Anyway, well, it's like a hello name tag. It's hello, I'm Inigo Montoya. Anyway, because it's got everything. It's got the romance, it's got action. It's,
he tried to get them digits. He saw that sticker.
It's got Andre the Giant.
He saw that sticker and was like, "Yep."
That's just such a wonderful movie. But I will say probably the first. I mean, I think okay. So the two movies that influenced me the most growing up actually were the first Ghost. Actually, I saw the second Ghostbusters before I saw the first, and I actually really liked the second one. I don't so much as I've gotten older, but that's how I know I'm a real Ghostbusters fan. I really liked it. I watched the second one first and really liked it, and then I watched the first and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Well, that's how I was with Bryan Singer's X-Men. I saw the second one first in theaters, then I went back and I rewatched the first one because second X-Men has probably the best superhero opening of all time, in my opinion.
You said the second one?
The second X-Men series, the second X-Men movie.
It's
with Nightcrawler at the White House, just popping around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's fucking amazing.
So anyway, Ghostbusters and Tremors were the two movies. The original Tremors, which I
my god! You know, there's a Tremors TV show with
Kevin
Bacon.
The new one. I think they actually canceled.
Already? I didn't even know it came out.
It didn't. They didn't get out. They just stopped doing production.
I saw the trailer.
Oh really? Did it come out?
There was a trailer for it, like in August, with Kevin Bacon.
I'll have to look that up. Maybe then it's happening. I was under the impression that got canceled. We'll see. I don't know. I'm sorry. The Tremors 5 on Netflix is awful, and I couldn't even get through it. I don't even know if you knew that they made a Tremors 5.
Yeah, I saw it on Netflix. I was like, no.
No. The last two, which just sucks, because the first one's amazing. The second one's pretty good. Third one is ugh. And then, funny enough, the fourth one is actually really good, too. I'd say the fourth one is actually as good as the first one. Well, no, not as good. A little bit less, but better than the second. Okay. But then after that, 5 and 6, it's just like, ugh. But anywho, sorry. So yeah, the original Tremors. And I actually plan on watching Tremors again for Halloween. I'm trying to make it a tradition where I watch the first one every Halloween. Yeah, but those are the two movies that influenced me the most, and then of course The Princess Bride. I mean, I have a whole shit ton of movies that I really enjoy, but that's what I say in there. Okay. What's yours?
I mean, mine's Back to the Future.
Yeah, you were gonna say that.
Okay, well, what's your least favorite movie of all time?
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, there's a lot of bad movies.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: does it have to be bad, or can it be good, bad?
No, it can't be good bad because you enjoy it. This is the worst movie of least favorite of all time. That means you can't stand this shit.
Like you just can't stand to watch it.
Oh fuck! I got mine.
Okay, what you got?
What you got? Because I still got to think.
Mine's Yoga Hosers. I literally, John, you know this exactly. It literally had me screaming at the television and at the movie because I saw this in fucking theaters. I literally screamed at it, "Fuck you, Kevin Smith."
You saw it in theaters?
Wait, you did?
Oh yeah, no, I did.
I thought you bootlegged this shit.
Oh no, I did bootleg this shit because I forgot I wasn't gonna pay this. But it literally at the end of it,
I was about to say.
No, dude, I bootlegged it and I bootlegged it and I literally screamed it at the Germana Library. Fuck you, Kevin Smith.
Oh god. Shit, this is gonna take a minute.
No, dude, that's what I'm sorry. That's what started my kind of love-hate relationship with Kevin Smith.
There are a couple of movies that I don't like that I'll mention, and then I'll say what I think is my least favorite. Yeah. I don't like watching most Tim Burton movies, which is going to ruffle a lot of people's feathers. I don't like, especially all of his stop motion shit. So Nightmare Before Christmas, Princess, or The Corpse Bride.
Yeah, I don't like those.
I don't like any of those movies.
Yeah, I really don't either.
I like the '89 Batman I guess, because it's nice. It's a good Batman
Batman.
movie. But even then, the sequel, Batman Returns, I'm not a fan of.
Oh, Danny
Um,
DeVito is fucking Penguin. Good casting, bad,
yes.
bad way of doing it.
And then of
I
course,
actually like the '89 Batman with Danny
okay,
DeVito and what the
well,
fuck is her name is Catwoman.
oh, what's
She plays in
Michelle.
I just had her name.
Michelle
right now.
Pfeiffer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then okay, I
Mia
obviously
explosion.
I can't stand the new Ghostbusters movie, as you know. But I think a movie that I really hate. It's funny because it's not something I really like. I actively hate or will talk about, but Alien versus Predator Requiem is pretty shit. And I only think of it because it's a movie that like I liked Aliens, I like Predator, both the franchises. The first AVP was okay, but it was like PG-13, and it was like whatever. But Requiem is just awful, and there's a scene in it two scenes in it that just like one of them really rubbed me the wrong way, and the other one like actively offended me, which is not often that it happens.
No, you know what movie actively fucking offended me?
Huh.
Prometheus.
Okay, yeah, I don't like that either, but it's not
Prometheus. I hate it when movie theaters like basically want to say, "I get it," and I know you might not get it because you're kind of stupid, so I'm gonna break you down for you. Because like, don't treat me like a fucking idiot.
No, it's like it's just the thing is it's not that people don't get it. It's just it's stupid. Or it's not like if people don't get it, especially it's like it doesn't mean that you're particularly smart. It just means your movie's structured poorly and you wrote it.
No,
bad.
and that's always the excuse by people. Or you just didn't get it because you're kind of not there. No, maybe it's because it's bullshit.
I really like the Alien Predator franchise, so I've looked into Prometheus a lot. I know what was going on, and I don't like it. But no, Requiem is just it's bad. It's just there's no part of it's hard to even see because it's overly dark, and I mean that literally. Like the lighting is poor. It's like, and then it's actually also dark thematically too, overtly so. One scene, again, the scene in particular that I'm not going to describe here. I think it's the scene in the hospital, if you know what I'm talking about, if anybody's seen it. It's like, and it's just bad. It's just really bad, and I can't rewatch it ever again.
I have 3.
Okay. What do you got?
All right. Number 1. Just one I just fucking just cannot fucking stand with a fucking passion.
Okay.
Is the fucking Disney movie Out of the Woods.
I never.
It has Meryl Streep in it. It has my girl Anna Kendrick in it. I can't. It has Jane fucking Corden in it. Like, I cannot stand this fucking shit. Emily Blunt's in it. Like, so many big name stars are in it. Fucking hate this movie.
Get some screenshots of it. What the fuck even is this? Is this a Disney remake of a movie or?
It's a Disney remake of a Broadway play.
If we're talking about musicals or like musically based movies,
Is that Chris Pine?
I think Chris Pratt's in it too.
Pine.
Pine, sorry.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Into the Woods. Sorry. Into the Woods, not Out of the Woods.
Yeah,
Into the Woods. I fucking hate this movie. My brother had to have it release day, and we were watching it at home. And John, if you ever watch this movie, you will understand why I hate it. The movie starts, right? You got Anna Kendrick playing Cinderella and all this, and like the movie goes, like, some shit happens, whole 3-act structure. Cinderella is marrying the prince, right? Movie feels like it's wrapping up. No, you're in the fucking middle of the movie. A fucking earthquake happens while the Cinderella's getting married, and then like you have a whole nother hour and a half of movie. Okay? I literally was seeing. This was the moment Taylor Swift's "Out of the Woods" song just come out. So I was like, "Are we out of the woods? Are we out of the woods yet?" Because I can't fucking stand it. Like my brother was getting mad because I was hating on the movie as it was going on, but I literally was praying for death to just take me away during this fucking movie. I could not stand.
Well, you know how I felt with that. If we're talking about musically based films, that's how I kind of was. And I know, I'm sorry, John. I know you're kind of a fan of this series. I know it's got the girl in it. That's how I fucking felt at Pitch Perfect 3.
Oh, Pitch Perfect 3 fucking shit.
Okay, here's the I hated the second one.
The second one won the first one had magic, and that was it.
Yeah, like the first one.
The second one did have Snoop Dogg singing a Christmas song, so it was like okay.
So okay, the first one, I'm not gonna say it was great. It was okay. I hated the second one, and so by the time the third one came around, I was just like, no, please.
The third one makes no fucking sense.
No, because it's like, John, I don't know if you know the lore of the Pitch Perfect. I
feel like he's praying for death.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I don't care.
Well, let me tell you the story of the lore of the Pitch Perfect verse.
I'm gonna leave this call and start reading manga or something.
They're fucking losers. Okay. Like, they sing a cappella, which, okay, that can only go so far. So by the third movie, it's kind of one of those to where they're all supposed to have moved on. They're all supposed to be doing their own thing.
They all graduated college at the end of the second movie.
They've all graduated, so it's not like, they have a reason to stay together. Okay, like purposely sing a cappella. So it's one of those to where half of them are realizing, God, my life sucks. Half of them are like, I'm actually a pretty decent job and whatnot. Until one of them, who I don't fucking know who, I don't fucking care. I think one of them loses like their job or something.
Anna Kendrick loses her job.
So they get all their friends together and goes, you know what? They do the age-old trope of, let's do this one last hurrah. Yeah. Let's get the band back together for one more time and do kind of the final send-off.
It was shit.
And here's the thing.
Like, this made the second one look like the first one, and the second one had them flash a fat girl's vagina to Barack Obama.
They had a point to where they had like Ruby Riot, and like her friends who were actual musicians, okay, like legitimate actual musicians. So
the girl playing Batwoman.
Yeah. So when they brought up the fact that like, oh, we sing a cappella, she brought up the joke and she's like, oh, that's cute. Instead of being an actual musician, you just pretty much do cover art for karaoke. And then the whole movie wants to play it like, oh no, they're the bad guys. They dare insult a cappella. And it's like, no, they're fucking not. I agree with them 100%. This is shit y'all did in your college days.
That guy too, Coach. I know I happen to love a cappella, so that you and I are gonna
get out.
No, I love the first one. I don't know if it's just because the first one came out senior year of high school, and that was like our movie when we graduated, because that shit was playing all the time.
Oh, dude, what was our fucking movie? And even though it didn't, like, we were like in late middle school, early high school, was fucking super bad. Like, that was something I can honestly say, okay, that was our generation's movie.
I don't know. I literally didn't watch Superbad until like 2011.
I've never seen Superbad, and
I haven't watched all of it.
McLovin, you better get your ass to watch some Superbad.
John.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that good.
Oh. I always remembered as like Napoleon Dynamite being it first.
Yes, I remember Napoleon Dynamite in middle school.
Yeah.
But not like Superbad. Like when it came out, I thought it was super bad. I'm just being honest. Like,
oh man, no.
Okay, everyone got the name McLovin from it, but guess what? I also got that from fucking McDonald's. Like,
I'm sorry. No, fuck it. We can't continue this bit. I am just what.
This is not a bit. This is the truth.
No, dude. This is when you just need like a group of just random strangers just shouting, "Oh!"
Okay, that we only got through one of my bad movies.
Okay, let's go quick because we're already like 2 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
The second bad movie, Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
You don't need to explain that.
I can't. I just can't.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Um,
I don't. Here's the thing. I don't hate it like you guys, but I don't love it.
Oh, I fucking hate that shit.
I am neutral towards The Last Jedi.
I am not neutral.
Okay. I am neutral. I don't despisingly hate it.
On a daily basis, I question taking down the Rey painting I have behind me just because it says Star Wars: The Last Jedi at the bottom of it.
And fucking take it down.
All right, third movie. No, I don't want to talk about The Last Jedi.
Oh fuck! Now what was the third movie? Fuck.
Was it Back to the Future 3?
Oh no, I'd rather watch Back to the Future 3 than Back to the Future 2. Because like it's a legit Western style movie. I fucking hate all those fucking parody movies.
Really? I liked
I like the super
Okay,
I mean the scary movies.
Yeah, right.
Till
So-
like number 3.
You have to be careful. The early 2000 movies, I think, are all. I agree, they're not all good.
Yeah,
No.
they're not terrible.
I was thinking like Mel Brooks movies, for example, are all great. Spaceballs.
Those.
Robert Hood in Tights.
Yes.
And
God, I was actually debating like yesterday because I was on Netflix yesterday. I was debating if I wanted to watch Life of David or Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing
also.
Saddles is good.
And then
Because I haven't fully seen Life of David or Blazing Saddles.
dude, you need to watch all of Blazing Saddles.
Yes. Blazing Saddles is is literally some of the funniest shit ever.
Like I've seen some of the scenes from Blazing Saddles and I've laughed my fucking ass.
Today. It's so great.
You are in for a treat, boy.
And then other movies like The Naked Gun and shit. Those are fun.
Oh my
I saw
god,
Young
yes.
Frankenstein.
So those are all like parody movies. Those are all great. Or some of them are
All the Mel Brooks stuff is just good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say this. The ones that took place from the 90s and back were good. Anything that happened after 2000 really wasn't the best. Now, I don't mind the original scary movies.
Yeah.
The trilogy, Scary Movie 1, 2, and 3. Those aren't bad. I still remember some of the fucking
Scary Movie is the most 2000s movie.
It really
ever.
is.
Actually, I think the original, so the first live action Scooby-Doo movie.
Oh my god, yes.
Movie.
But I love that. I literally love the Scooby-Doo movies. Like, they are... Like, are they true to Scooby-Doo? Hell no. But Jesus.
Dude, you know how fucking hard it is to be true to Scooby-Doo.
It's just like the first movie though, with on the beach with all those like 20 somethings, and they're all like
when Fred goes
20...
yo dog.
Yeah. and all the music is like straight out of like a Need for Speed game.
Fucking Smash Mouth. It's fucking All-Star.
Yes, I love that. I'm actually very nostalgic. That's why when that newer Need for Speed game that came out a couple of years back, that was just Need for Speed, that had like it brought back the live action acting of all the characters like cheesies, like it was in the 2000s. I love that shit. I have a track from Most Wanted on my YouTube like music playlist that I listen to.
Literally, Scooby-Doo was one of the first movies I went to the movie theater and saw, like that I can fully remember going to and watching. And I remember as a kid, like I was fucking crying when Scooby-Doo and Shaggy was doing the farting contest.
Oh Lord!
It's so fucking stupid, but I was dying.
No, you want to know what?
And then the Mary Jane, the fact that all the kids in the airport physically got turned on as Scooby-Doo walked by them, as the grandma.
No. Okay, you want to know what was the most badass yet stupid scene in all of cinema history? It's in Scooby-Doo 2 when Fred's going up against the Black Knight, and his badass seal of approval is taking out the neckerchief and starting to put it on.
No,
It is the most.
that entire that sequence where he gets on the motorcycle and the song. What's that song playing? Fuck, what's it called?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's the one from Deadliest Catch too. Okay, yeah, when he gets on the motorcycle and he basically gets jousting, is okay, that's ridiculous. The whole thing, but the first time, oh god, that really took out.
Or the fact that Daphne fights the 140-volt ghost.
I was like, those movies and like all of the early 2000s with that same kind of like thematic 2000s, like I don't even know what the hell to call it. Like,
yeah, it's something else.
It's just for me looking back on it, because I'm a couple of years younger than you guys, so I was still relatively young during that, and it was just like during that period because I was born in '96. So
you were 1 year older than us. Chill the fuck out.
I was 94.
I was born in 95.
Okay, well, then Cody's a couple years. I said a couple. Cody is literally 2 years older than I am. That's a
No,
couple.
man, you don't understand. You should a couple, man.
Anyway, but okay, maybe. But for me, it's like a I forgot what is it called when you're like overheated or you're like heat stroke and you have like visions. Like that's what it's like for me. I can't remember if any of that, a lot of it's real or not.
Like, okay, so like Scooby-Doo 2.
Flash.
I love one, the blunt product placement throughout the movie.
You don't like
which
the scene
which
where
changes
where Shaggy uses Scooby as a fart flamethrower against the fucking pirate ghost.
I literally I can quote my grandpa when I went to the movies and see Scooby-Doo 2, and then the day it came out, my grandpa bought it for me from Walmart, and we're sitting in his living room watching it, and that scene happens, and he literally face palms and goes, "Child, what the fuck is wrong with you?"
Oh God! What was that song that they? It's an older song. It's a disco song that when Shaggy and Scooby danced.
Oh, thank you for like
for being yourself. Yeah. Okay. After that, after Scooby-Doo 2 came out, that I don't know if it was on the radio or if it was just my parents, but it was like that is like all we listened to when we were like on the road, like in the car. And I remember
that
going to like Dairy Queen and getting, when there was still a Dairy Queen around here because that closed down because of rats. Get Dairy Queen and getting like the
See, fucking rats, they're evil. They shut down Dairy Queen.
There was a particular flavor that Dairy Queen used to have they don't have anymore. I think it was like bubble gum or cotton candy or some shit. With a Pop Rocks, and so I always got that.
They brought that back.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, it's at the Dairy Queens near me. There's one in Massaponics.
I don't have a Dairy Queen near me anymore. All right, they tore it down and ain't coming back.
There's one in
Back in my day with the damn Dairy Queens and the damn Pop Rocks.
But anyway.
Yeah, I can vividly remember that. It's just, oh man, the 2000s. I cannot wait for people like our generation to just grow up a little bit more, so that we now control Hollywood, and we instead of making 80s movies, we make 90s and 2000s movies.
Oh my god!
Oh, we're trying. Oh, we are trying.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
We've been talking about making a Space Jam 2 for 13 fucking years.
Oh no, God.
No.
Is Michael Jordan like?
Michael Jordan's not in it. It's going to be
it's not Michael
Kobe
Jordan.
Bryant.
It's LeBron James.
Oh,
LeBron James. Excuse me.
LeBron James. Sorry. Yeah. Why did I say Kobe Bryant? But yeah.
I want them to do a Space Jam 2. I
don't.
Those are movies I have fond memories of.
And don't touch.
Just leave them alone.
Like, first off, the Looney Tunes isn't even like in the 90s, the Looney Tunes was still pretty popular.
I think actually...
No, the Looney Tunes wasn't popular. What was popular was the hip-hop Looney Tunes shirts.
Yeah, even during that time period, people knew of the Looney Tunes, but they really weren't.
See, I used to watch the Looney Tunes a fuck ton as a kid.
Well, there's you and Caroline, and then there's everybody else.
Yes. No, what was popular were those hip-hop Looney Tunes shirts, and they realized those are popular, Michael Jordan is popular...
Mm-hmm.
No, they're like, this is a commercial. Let's make it into a feature-length movie with Bill Murray.
Does anyone remember Looney Tunes Back in Action?
Yes. Jeff Gordon is in it.
that existed, right? Like
Yes.
that happened.
Yes.
Yes, John, that was not a fever dream.
Scooby-
That did exist.
Scooby-Doo is in it, complaining about how Matthew Lillard
That was the best fucking scene ever.
played Shaggy.
They had Casey Kasem return, I think, as
Shaggy.
Shaggy, and then had Frank Welker as Scooby-Doo griping to Matthew Senrick about how they did fucking Shaggy in the live-action Scooby-Doo movie.
He's like, in the sequel, you better do this.
Was fucking great.
And literally, Yosemite Sam steals Jeff Gordon's NASCAR car that apparently he drove on the street in Las Vegas, and they do a whole chase scene in a NASCAR car.
Which, let's be honest. Would it be anybody's shock if Jeff Gordon did that in real life?
No.
Just,
Which, it's funny because I didn't like NASCAR until like 2009. Okay? So all these Jeff Gordon references in movies and all, I never, like, it's funny looking back at some of the old movies I used to watch as kids. And, like, Jeff Gordon's just randomly in it. It's like my brain, when I started watching NASCAR, just like, Jeff Gordon's the person I like because he was in all this other shit that I don't even remember him being in.
it's like in dodgeball. Fuck
Can we
you,
also-
Chuck Norris.
Can we also mention that the crime that has been done to Brendan Fraser's career?
Oh,
is an act.
yes.
Like
He was so good.
but he was in no good movies aside from like the first Mummy movie.
And Journey to the Center of the Earth. And then they replaced him with
but
The Rock.
Acted with. Yeah.
Which,
I think he's done something recently. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
he's in I think a TV show recently. I
Yeah.
forgot what it was.
yeah, completely bald.
Yeah, well, I think he's lost his hair.
Well, I would
He's
too.
good.
Yeah. After the shit that happened to him too, even in the not even behind the scenes stuff, he's gone through a lot of shit.
He was put in
Yeah.
Fury Vengeance. If
Yeah.
you remember that.
I
Shit.
don't know.
He
Poor
would
guy.
talk-
Remember Monkey Bone?
Oh God, I hate my.
No.
Ugh.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that was a thing, people. We made that a thing.
Oh God, I wish that wasn't. I have awful memories of that film. I don't know why. I don't even think I've seen the whole thing.
No,
But
I have awful memories of little fucking Nicky.
Oh, my God.
my two friends that love that movie.
So, I
My
honestly...
fucking parents loved that movie.
I honestly like Little Nicky. Just all, like, one, the Popeyes references in that fucking movie. The demons literally rise from hell in a
fuck that.
Popeyes chicken bucket.
You know what? No, fuck it. That was bad as Power Rangers Krispy Kreme.
No, it
Hey,
wasn't.
You don't
Because,
talk about like
no,
about
no,
Power Rangers Krispy
no,
Kreme.
because
That-
Power Rangers Krispy Kreme is a serious tone. Little Nicky doesn't give a shit.
serious.
Okay.
Let's-
Compared to Little Nicky, yes. Literally, Little Nicky is... The movie opens up with the dude from Seinfeld falling from the tree, okay? Falling from the fucking tree, being a pervert, dies, falls into hell, and then gets raped by a fucking crow. That is literally the opening scene of Little Nicky. And then the guy who oversees the gates of hell grows titties on his head. Like, let's be honest here.
I'm not a fan of the movie, but it seems like you really like it.
No, I
Yeah.
just my mom literally has watched that movie so much. It's not even
Actually,
funny.
You know, it's funny you described that, and I have to wonder, Cody, do you think you'd like the first episode of Goblin Slayer?
Lull for the win says Brendan Fraser was in Goosebumps 2 that just came out into theaters.
What?
I
I didn't even know that movie existed until yesterday.
Yeah, apparently he was in Goosebumps 2. I mean Goosebumps. I love Goosebumps 1. It's one of my favorite Halloween movies. Like, is he legit in Goosebumps 2? Because now I'm going to have to go watch Goosebumps.
Right now. Give me 1 second.
Like, I will meet John, like, I will meet you after work at, like, 3 o'clock, and we'll go watch fucking Goosebumps.
NBD.
Yes, 2 for Ghostbump.
Goosebumps!
Those forms.
2 for Goosebumps, please. It's Goosebumps. 2 for Goosebumps, please.
I don't think. I don't think Jack Black's in it, which is a shame.
No,
Jack
he's in it.
He's in it. I just
Is
don't
he?
know he's in it
Yeah, he's
much.
back in it. It's just they didn't show him in the first trailer at all, which is a fucking mistake.
He's in it. He's just
That's
not
funny.
in it.
I type in Goosebumps 2, and the first thing is Goosebumps 2 Jack Black.
Oh, what? Wait. Okay, now they're saying he was supposed to be in Goosebumps too.
Okay, yeah, no, because I'm looking at the cast here and I don't see him. Ken Jeong is in it, which is does he ever intend to like star in a movie, or is he just going to be a funny side character? Sorry, anyway.
Okay,
Moving on.
I'd rather watch a guy the House with the Clock in the Walls which is the more Halloween Jack Black movie. But my problem is with Goosebumps 2 is yeah, they set up the sequel in Goosebumps 1 with the revenge of the Invisible Boy going after Jack Black's R.L. Stein, and like his daughter, who was fake, came back to life.
Was she fake? How was she fake?
He wrote a book for her. Like, he wrote her as a character in a book. So the whole premise of Goosebumps is Jack Black's R.L. Stein, every time he writes a fucking book, the characters come to life. So he has to trap them in the book. Okay? Other than this one story, and this is the twist of the movie, of the first movie, is his daughter, that the main character, who is the main character of 13 Reasons Why on Netflix, falls in love with her, but he's like, he finished the story where all his characters get sucked back into the book, but she's a character, so she's getting sucked back into the book too. But then he like writes her a new book, so she's back, and her and the guy can be in love and be a couple, and then like it ends with the Invisible Boy not being trapped and coming after Jack Black's character.
But if they,
but the second movie is not that.
well, just a question though. So if the guy and the girl and they have love, and then they make a baby, how does the baby relate?
I don't know.
Does like half of it get sucked into a book? I don't understand.
I don't know. I didn't go that deep into the lore.
Well, you failed, sir.
Apparently, John is thinking about it now. Right, he's gonna write a fanfic about what happens in the third Goosebumps. But yeah,
I mean, we're talking about a character that's like a human being made from the mind of a man, bringing to life. Like, that's incredibly. And then it's a sentient book character, and then the sentient book character she gives birth. Is it like it's like a human book character hybrid? And how does that work in the grand scheme of things? Do you think it has like it could have like special abilities too, like R.L. Stein? By the way, why is R.L. Stein? How does this stuff come to life? Where does he get those powers from?
Because he was so lonely as a child, he had to make up his own friends.
Okay, but that's dumb. So how did he actually get those powers?
That's literally the whole explanation.
Okay, all right, whatever.
Honestly, as a Halloween movie, it's fucking like it's fun. It's a fun movie.
But hold on, wait. If R.L. Stein writes like scary books, why would you want that as friends?
I don't know. I didn't understand that, but he got lonely again, so he wrote himself a daughter.
You could just like.
So what he's trying to say, John, is that R.L. Stein, if he wrote Goblin Slayer, it would be a really,
which is
really
okay. One of the best cameos of all time is in Goosebumps. At the end of the movie, R.L. Stein becomes a high school English teacher. Okay. Which is why all my students are now calling me John Black. And they put Goosebumps on my door. With Jack Black. A giant picture of Jack Black.
I don't want to be rude, John, but you're nothing like Jack Black.
Exactly. I fucking know this. But okay.
Do you though?
Oh, I do know this. I've tried to like talk them out of this so much. I tried to I was like, this is bullshit. So I asked the Discord, and then the Discord started like taking a picture of me, zooming in with a picture of Jack Black. I'm like, oh, you have the same forehead wrinkles, you have the same like facial features. If me was just fat.
What was the cameo?
Okay, the cameo. Jack Black's becomes the high school English teacher, right? And he's talking with the main character of the movie as they're walking through the halls. And then the new drama teacher walks by, Mr. Black, who is the real R.L. Stein.
Oh.
And he's the drama teacher.
That's funny.
And it's literally like the best like situation of a cameo of all time.
But I'm sorry, I can't get over that. So he was lonely. So instead of like finding a wife and like getting in love like a normal person and having a child, he writes a daughter into existence.
Yes.
Does she age?
Apparently.
Does he have to like? Forget it. Never mind. Oh, do we have anything else, or are we done?
I think we're done. Amir, do not call me John Black. Thank you. I do not look like Jack Black.
No, you don't.
I don't.
Clark Kent's pretty good, but other than that,
Clark Kent, I get a lot in stool until the Jack Black thing started going around, and
they're just
so,
fucking.
Mr. John Kent, can you please do the outro?
So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this stream. I'm not even going to say... Oh, we got a little heart from John. I've been waiting for an emoji to pop up the entire time.
Well, we did it, folks.
It's sitting down there like pulsing in the corner, so I was like, why not?
I'm not going to say that we're going to try to do these on a regular basis, because last time we said that, it took a month and a half to do the next one.
Yeah, I'm busy and I'm writing shit. I just turned in a paper proposal for the Emu War yesterday, so...
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
I'm doing 5 days straight at work, so...
I do 5 days straight at work every week.
Well, it's 5 to 6 days straight. And it's varying hours. It's not like where it's a set shift.
Yeah.
Well, are you part-time or full-time?
Part-time.
How are you working 6 days a week?
Because she's
Are you working 29 hours?
Yeah, I'm working over 30.
Okay, then you're full-time. Then you should be classified.
I'm not getting into that. Okay?
But
like,
you should...
I understand. No, get me wrong.
Like, legally... Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And like always, I will see you in the next one. Later.
Is it over?